biggest lack of trust is between the board which conducts examinations in India and the poor students who take these examinations. The sorry state of education in India today. Just take a look at what's happening across the country now. Can you imagine this? 65% of students have failed the Bihar class 12 exams after a crackdown on cheating. Question papers of entrance exam for MBBS course of All India Institute of Medical Sciences leaked. The national eligibility cum entrance test for MBBS aspirants, which is to be held on the 30th of May, has got delayed due to a leak of paper. There has also been confusion and delay over the announcement of CBSE class 12 results due to mark moderation. In Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, thousands of government schools are shutting down due to low turnout. So I am asking this question as I am looking at the sorry state of education. Where does the problem lie? Does the problem lie with the CBSE's desire of ensuring that there is one shoe which fits everyone? Is it the problem at the level of those who are organizing these entrance tests, or is the problem at the level of students who are supposed to be consumers of all this academic material which is to be supplied to them? Very special panel joining me here tonight to answer that big question. Sujata Bhadani is the Vice Principal of Radiant International School, Patna. Here with us in our studios will be Dinesh Goyal, President, Association of School Book Publishers of India. Welcome to both of you. Sujata ji, let me just first begin with you first. The story of Bihar, Sujata ji. Can you give me some explanation to what has gone wrong in the state of Bihar? I'm looking at stories where students have cleared IIT JEE entrance examination, but they've been declared failed in class 12. Is it a problem of marking? Is it a problem of evaluation?
It would not be only a problem of marking or evaluation. There could be many possible reasons. There could be a chance that the child is not prepared well to take the examination. The board this time has gone a step ahead in conducting exams in a very fair manner. The preparedness of the child may have lacked. And we cannot deny the fact that students these days are into too many things, focusing less on the class 12 academics.
No, it's been a while. It's been a while, and Dinesh is here. Dinesh, it's been a while since I attempted to crack any of these examinations. But I don't think I'm in agreement with Sujata ji there when she says that students these days are so self-occupied that they can clear IIT exams, but they'll fail class 12 exams. Is there a problem with the material of education which is being supplied to them? Or as she says, the problem is with lack of preparedness?
It's a matter of both the things. First of all, material also is very important. And at the same time, the classroom, the teacher side also. The way they teach, the commitment of level from the teacher side. More I would say nowadays our examination, our education is only the marks oriented. Although it's not fair also. The child should understand the things if the marks are less also. But what you said, they appear in the IIT exams or in other exams, but they failed in the board exams. It's unfortunate.
Would you buy that? Do you think that's possible? A student clears IIT exam but fails in class?
Next to possible.
Next to impossible. You also represent, Dinesh, the Association of Private Publishers in India. And I've often wondered, why is it that in India, I'm looking at Bihar, and I look at the story of Haryana, where again the failure percentage has been very, very high. Is the problem a lack of preparedness at the school level? Is the problem in urban areas, people may have more exposure to these educational tools, therefore they may think in terms of going in for reference books, whereas in rural pockets they're not? Where does the problem really lie, according to you?
First of all, the difference between the urban area and the rural area. In urban area, but natural, they have a lot of facilities available, a lot of contents available, and the pocket also, very important. The parents are little educated also, not only literate, they are educated also. In the rural area, you find the parents have little bit different kind of their thinking. They go, when they send the child, they feel their job is over. When they make the fees the pace, they said their job is over. But in the urban areas, like Delhi or Patna itself, are different. When you go to any part of the Bihar and you see the proper Patna result, you will find the difference. Same thing in Haryana. You go to the Haryana different parts, and you'll find the different always.
So is it what should be the solution? Sujata ji, you're a vice principal. Would you then support, if I was to say that actually the real problem with school level education in India is this, that we believe we'll supply exactly one nature of textbook, one kind of textbook to all students of the same class of, let's say, class 8 or class 9 across the country. Globally, students have the right to choose. They have the right to choose whether they wish to read from one book, or do they wish to subscribe to the same syllabus from maybe a completely different approach. Is it possible in India to adopt that kind of an approach where students, let's say from class 8, class 9 onwards, can be exposed to different books making the same point?
Absolutely. They should be exposed.
Yeah, do go ahead.
Yes, they should have this choice. They should have this choice to be exposed to various reference books, because students have different strategies. One child could prefer one book, another child could prefer another book. One size does not fit all, and hence to regulate the teaching to just a single textbook is unfair on the children.
Therefore,
there should be varied information, and child should be able to take as per his or her choice.
So can I ask you?
A child would like a simple book. A child would.
Therefore, Sujata ji, if I was to ask you that what has happened in Bihar or what had happened in Haryana earlier, if this one size fits everyone philosophy was not being implemented by educational boards, do you believe that maybe the results would have been different? Do you believe that 65% failure would not have been the end objective if the boards were not following this one size fits all approach?
It could be one of the reasons. It could be one of the reasons, but it could not be only the reason.
It could not be the only reason.
There would be, we certainly have to, it couldn't be the only reason.
I agree.
We certainly have to mull over the issue.
That's the point. You know, and I must say, a few days back, I interviewed the HRD Minister Prakash Chaubey himself, who was at great pains trying to make us understand the difference between grace marks and spiking of marks. That grace marks is just meant to be awarded to those who may just be on borderline, and you don't want them to waste their year, so you help them pass. But spiking of marks to ensure that board's performance comes across as a better performance. So you increase the number of, let's say, someone who would have scored 90% just to make a CBSE or an ICSE look better. You say that person would have got 93 or 94%. Dinesh, does that not tell us that actually the real problem is at the supply level, at the input level? If you expose students to varied forms of learning, varied forms of teaching, then what we are seeing today repeat, frankly, as an epidemic year after year, may not be the case anymore.
And if first of all, this grace mark, I don't think it's a good practice. It should not. Because, you know, the difference between a top child and like a child is getting 96 marks and a child is getting 90 marks, if give them another 8 to 10 marks, then what is the difference between 96 and the 91?
Because the emphasis on marks. Yeah. So I'm trying to question this emphasis on marks.
It's not good.
That's the whole problem. You know, and again I come back to it. How is it possible that a student can, you know, and a viewer is SMSing me that board exams are different from JEE exams? Be that as it may, but the fact is that looking at the level of difficulty of JEE exams, of joint entrance examinations, surely a student who clears those joint entrance examinations being conducted by Indian Institute of Technology would have the basic wherewithal to clear the board examinations.
Yeah, earlier it was, but now for the last couple of years back, CBSE also said if you even enter the exams, but you have to score minimum 50% marks from the board exams. Earlier it was not. So at least if a child is through that exam, he or she should be at least minimum that kind of knowledge or so he can easily appear.
Is there a problem of knowledge then? So the point that I asked you, and that's why I was asking this question, whether it's JEE exam or medical exam. I mean, the story of Indian education system being caught in various ruts is well known. I'm trying to understand, is the problem in the manner in which education is being imparted? One book, all students of class 8 who appear for CBSE, whether in Bengal or Delhi or Haryana or wherever, will read from that book. Is that the problem?
No, first of all, I can say one thing, Bhupendra ji. A part of Bihar, a part of Odisha, a part of any part, small village, is next to possible, can be the same book for the even Delhi, like top schools. It is next to possible because both the sides, the parents child come from the different.
That's what I'm trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to highlight.
Because child
and isn't that the real problem?
The child comes from the different platform, different kind of backgrounds, and it is next to possible. A book can be the good, but a book cannot be the best. This is next to possible.
So we should allow the parents. We should allow the parents and students to choose.
No, even the
book
teacher.
is good,
even
but the book may be something else.
No, even the teacher. Even the teacher is the best person because he or she knows only about the child, is the taste of the child in the classroom. Because when the teachers, we stop his wisdom. Teachers, we stop the wisdom of the teachers. His mind straight away stuck up. Because in NCRT, like I'm talking about the NCRT books, I'm coming that one. Our Honorable Minister Saab has a plan to introduce the one book throughout the India. We met a few months back, and as an association or as individually also, he said because we are looking, why not we can go with the one syllabus for throughout the India. But at the same time, he himself find it's not possible. And in NCRT curriculum framework, even they mention it in himself, that one book cannot be introduced throughout the India.
I think you're really hitting the hammer on the nail, Dinesh, because I do believe that the real problem with the education system in India is just this: that if you're in Supal in Bihar, or if you're in South Delhi, how can students in Supal and Delhi both be expected to absorb exactly the same educational content from the same book? Because the two of them may be coming from very, very different social economic backgrounds, and maybe it's not possible for this entirely different or varied set of individuals to come up with similar results. Final comment then to you, sir. The HRD minister who's an avid viewer of this program. If the HRD minister is watching this program, what would be your suggestion to him so that what we've seen in Bihar or what we've seen in Haryana does not get repeated again?
Sir, first of all, our Honorable HR Minister staff is very knowledgeable and a very intelligent person, first of all, and he understands through this channel or his own sources also. That is next to possible, not even the results point of view, like our the Minister of the Delhi State, Mr. Sisodhi Saab also said now the government school result is very much improved. I can understand the total number of, pass-wise the result is improved. But they should know how much the above get the more than 80% marks or how much get the about more than 90% marks. That's a very important. To get the pass is not so important.
It's not the big deal. But may I slightly rephrase you as I thank both Dinesh ji and Sujata ji. The Indian education system has suffered for far too long with this whole emphasis on marks. The emphasis should be on knowledge being imparted. What is the kind of decision, what are the kind of steps being taken by the HRD Ministry to ensure that we're imparting knowledge, not just degrees, not just marks? I think that's where the story really rests. Thanks to both of you for joining us here on Viewpoint tonight. Let's do a short break. On the other side, who should we make the hero of the day? Is it possible for CBSE, NCRT or Virat Kohli to be the hero?